All right, what's going on? Trey Daubert here, Don, VendettaSportsMedia.com. Today we're going to be doing the fantasy hockey goalies, cheese list, landmines. Don't draft them. If you want to win your league, listen to this guy because I've never lost. Still never lost. Still undefeated in fantasy hockey. So I'm going to put the descriptions, or I'm going to put all the written stuff into the descriptions for YouTube. And again, if you go to the article version of this series, it will take you to the last year's segments. For the cheese list, forwards, goalies, defensemen. We went 22 of 23. Couldn't have hit better. Over 95%. So if you listen to Trey, you did very, very well in fantasy hockey, and we're going to repeat it this year. So I don't have all these names typed up yet in terms of like the descriptions, but what I can tell you is ESPN made a big mistake again. And the reason why they made a mistake is because they make this mistake all the fucking time. I guess it goes in cycles. Last year, they were reasonable about where they ranked their goalies. This year, not so much. So let's go over it. Name number one on the list, Connor Hellebuyck. And the reason why, you're taking him ahead of Connor McDavid. You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. You're insane. Don't do that. Don't ever fucking do that. Don't ever take Connor fucking Hellebuyck instead of Connor McDavid. Don't make that mistake. Fantasy Hockey 101. Last year, Hellebuyck was out of his mind. 47 wins. Never won 47 wins before. 925 save percentage. Never did that before. Won the fucking Hart Trophy. Never did that before. Shouldn't have won the Hart Trophy. Draisaitl should have won the Hart Trophy. Either way. We're talking about a Jets team who got worse this past year. I don't think that's really disputable. Last year, the Jets won a bunch of games. They were the number one seed in the West. I just don't think that's going to repeat. So last year, are we sure he's going to win 47 fucking games? Never done that before. They just lost Ehlers, so their team's worse. Keep that in mind, too. He had 8 shutouts. Never did that before. He could simply go back down to this, and he's not worth the third pick in the draft. Like, we do understand that, right? He could simply go back to this. Really nice year. Really, really nice year. Led the league in a bunch of categories. Still not worth the third pick in the draft. Do we understand what I'm trying to tell you? Do not, under any fucking circumstance, take Connor Hellebuyck with the third pick in the draft. You are an insane person. And unless the Winnipeg Jets are the number one seed in the West and he repeats his performance last year, he's not worth this pick. Next. Vasilevsky. Okay, so he's ranked 12th. I'm just not picking, I'm going to take Kucherov ahead of him every fucking time. So, if we just go to Vasilevsky's numbers, really nice year. But it was also his best year in a long time. His best year since 2020. His best year since 2018. He won 38 games. He could sit, what happens if he goes back to this? Which is a nice year. But career high in starts, by the way. Oh, never mind. So he led the league in starts. Not sure that's going to repeat itself. I understand he's a workhorse. I understand he's Vasilevsky. I understand that last year he had 41 quality starts, career high. Heading into his age 31 season, I just don't think he's God anymore. Sorry. Just don't think he's God anymore. So I just don't think the Tampa Bay Lightning are as good. They're ever since they lost Sergachev, their defense core isn't really the same. Hedman's getting older. McDonough's getting older. Is this team really the best team in the Eastern Conference anymore? The Atlantic's really competitive. Just think it's a little too high, man. Just think it's a little too high. Not willing to go there. You're passing on a lot of fucking good players. Next, and I'll type all the information in. We're getting there. So, in reality, let's just do this. In reality, this is really where I'm at. If you want to take Ottinger, fine, I guess. I wouldn't do it, but if you want to take Shesterkin, fine, I guess. I wouldn't do it. What I'm basically telling you, let's just go on a bigger rant. I'm fading any goalie other than those names within the top 100. All of them. I'm fading every single one of them. You want to know why? Because the same thing fucking happens every single year. And you want to know what that is? Hey, goalie goes out there, gives up 4 fucking goals, gives up 5 fucking goals. Owner panics. Hey, this guy just got negative points for me. Why am I even starting him? Cut. Oh, did you just cut so-and-so? Because of 2 or 3 bad starts? Because he had negative points? I'll pick him up. Sure. And then he immediately turns around. That's the problem with goalies. Somebody in your league is going to cut somebody good because they had 2 or 3 stinkers, because there's so many goalies out there. So, like, let's be real about it. There's 32 teams. Each team plays 2 goalies. Not every goalie is worth a shit, but each team plays 2 goalies. So if you're in a 10-team league, right? You're in a 10-team league. You probably drafted 2 or 3 goalies. That's not every fucking goalie. There's still goalies out there. So what's going to happen is this. Every fucking year. Hey, so-and-so had 2-3 bad starts, and he's giving me negative points. Why is he even on my team? Cut. And then you're sitting there, and it's like, how is this guy a free agent? Because that's what happens every fucking year. Don't pick any of these fucking goalies in the top 100. Go for the fucking sleepers later. And say thank you when it happens. Just say thank you when it happens, because it happens every fucking year. And I give you a perfect example of why you cannot be this stupid. Philip Gustafson, 19. Sheesh. You see the other names on that list that you're passing on? Listen, I get it. He was really good last year. 31 wins, career high. 914 save percentage. Career high other than that season. Here's the problem. 40 quality starts. That was a career high. Here's the problem. Goalies go like this. Every fucking year they go like this. Unless you're an elite super duper duper star, they go like this. I'd buy the dip, or I'd project the dip coming for Gustafson. Because how good are the Wild? Good, but are they like a top team in the Central? The second best team in the Central? The third best team in the Central? And if that's the case, you're overpaying for a goalie who's probably not... Is he going to pick up 31 wins again? He won 31 games out of the 58 starts in regulation. It's a lot. I think Wallsted's pretty good, the backup behind him. Their defense core is young, like Faber and Juracek, but like those guys need seasoning. Maybe not so much Faber, but Zeev Bunium, right? It's a young D-core. I'm not willing to go this high. No, I'm just not willing to do that. I'm not. Are you seriously gonna take Gustafson ahead of Mikko Rantanen? You're on crack. You're on crack. You are on crack. Next, Sergei Bobrovsky, 26th overall. No, thank you. No, thank you. So let's just go to Bob, who, by the way, he gets hot and cold. Last year, he won 33 games, 54 starts, only 54 starts. 905 save percentage is not anything outrageous. So, like, we're ways away from him putting up these numbers, right? We're ways away from that. If you seriously look at Bobrovsky's numbers, and the playoff numbers are totally different. His save percentages in the playoffs are way better. Well, at least recently, way better. So he's not performing as well in the regular season. He's probably not going to get run into the ground because they're gearing up for another fucking Stanley Cup run. His shutout numbers aren't like insane. 6 led the league 2 years ago. Like, I don't think he's getting back to 9 or anything like that. So we're talking about a team. By the way, he's heading into his age 37 season. So we're talking about a team that they don't give a fuck about the regular season anymore. Like, they just don't. They're the Florida Panthers. They've won the Stanley Cup 2 years in a row. They don't care about the regular season anymore. But Bobrovsky, he's not going to get run into the ground because they only care about winning the cup for a third time in a row. His regular season numbers haven't been anything outrageous. And Kachuk's not going to play for like half the year. Too high. No, thank you. Way too high. 26th overall. You're insane. You're insane. All right, next name on the list. We're basically adding every single fucking goalie inside the top 100. All of them. Dustin Wolf. No, thank you. So, are you seriously telling me that you're going to pick Dustin Wolf ahead of Gensel? You're on crack. Let's talk about Dustin Wolf, because last year he won 29 games. Do we understand that that's not close to good enough if you're going to take him that high? I understand he's a young player that's getting better, right? And he's going to do his age 24 season. He just got a contract extension. Congratulations. Here's the problem. If you are a goalie, your fantasy value comes from picking up wins. If you don't pick up wins, you are not valuable in fantasy. If he's only going to win 29 games or around that number, because the Calgary Flames are still in fucking rebuild teardown mode, again, more teardowns are coming. They're probably going to lose Rasmus Anderson next, right? If the Calgary Flames aren't a playoff team, you cannot draft Dustin Wolf in the top 100. Cannot. So you're a fucking crackhead if you do this. Again, a lot of this comes down to the Calgary Flames. How many games are the Calgary Flames going to win? I'm gonna look you straight in the fucking eye when I say that. How many games are the Calgary Flames going to win? I don't think they're a playoff team. And by the way, they weren't a playoff team last year. If they're not a playoff team, you cannot fucking take him that high. Not arguable. Not arguable. Next, I'm going to fade my own team. Adin Hill, goalie 8. He's not the 8th best goalie in the league. No chance. No chance. You're really going to pass on Stützle? No, you're insane. You're insane. You're insane. Why is it not pulling up? You're an insane person. Sean Allen has no clue. Now, he's going to pick up some wins. But the save percentage marks have never been there. Never, ever. Last year, 4 shutouts. Career high. 906. Not good enough. Last year, it was his first year starting 50 games. We don't have all the details on this yet. But here's my guess on how this is going to go. Schmid is going to get real starts. Schmid is going to get real starts. Wasn't the case last year. Last year, it was Samsonov. And by the end of the year, Samsonov was unplayable. You couldn't go to Samsonov. This year, I think Schmid is going to get real starts and be productive in those starts. Wasn't the case for Samsonov last year. Which is why Hill probably played more games than he otherwise may have. Because 50 starts is his career high by a mile. We don't know the second part of this, but I think this is going to happen. I think Carter Hart's coming. And if Carter Hart's coming, they got 3 goalies. Because I don't think they're going to send down Schmid into waivers and then have him get claimed by somebody else. So there's a real chance that they have 3 goalies. And that they'll have the roster space to do it if they want to. Because Hart can't actually play. And he can't actually fucking practice until October. And then even when he starts practicing, he's probably going to get a couple fucking starts in the AHL, and he can't actually even really return until December. But either way, when he comes back in December, he's going to get a real shot to fucking win this job, I think. Because there's no evidence that Adin Hill's an elite goalie. No evidence. Other than one playoff run. That 2023 playoff run, thank you forever. Other than that, there's no evidence that he's an elite goalie. And you're an insane person if you take him against him. Next, Kemper. So last year, we do understand that the Capitals couldn't wait to get rid of him. Like they ate Dubois' contract because they couldn't wait to get rid of him. What do I tell you about goalies? Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So last year, Kemper was pretty good. 921 save percentage. Hasn't done that since he played for Colorado. What happens if he goes back to this? Or what happens if he goes back to this? Or what happens if he goes back to this? Or what happens if he goes back to this? Or what happens if he goes back to this? We're not talking about a guy who puts up elite numbers all the fucking time. He's heading into his age 35 season, coming off an insane year. 31 wins. Not buying it. Not buying it. Just not buying it. So last year he won 31 games. Again, hasn't done that since Colorado. That was his career high other than the one Colorado season. We do understand that, right? What happens if he simply wins 22 games? Because I don't think the Kings are like world beaters. I don't. And based on where you're taking him in fantasy, like I give you a perfect example. You're going to pass on Natchez when Natchez is getting the lollipop fucking easy ass goals from McKinnon. You're insane. I guarantee you there's a better fucking chance in your league he gets cut than is worth the 41st overall pick. Anybody want to bet me on that? Maybe. Okay. Next, Stolars, 71st. No way. No way. Nice player. Sorry, 73rd. I got to change that in the write-up. All right. So 73rd. Goalie 10. 73rd, goalie 10. No way. No way. So I'm not sure the Leafs are going to be as good without Marner. I think the team's just going to take a step back in general. And also, we're talking about a goalie who started 34 games last year. Was really good. Really good. Now, maybe his starts climb through the roof. They still have Joseph Woll, who is taking like a personal leave of absence. We don't really know what's going on there. Maybe he takes the job and runs with it. Either way, there's no evidence of doing that. And you're taking him as if he's going to do it. So you're passing on a lot of good names here. You're passing on a fuck ton of good names here. All I'm saying is for a guy who's never started more than 34 games, how are you going to take him as a top 70-some pick? You're insane. So, yeah, don't do that. Next, we'll just, again, use the name right below him, and that is Sorokin, 78 overall. No way. No way, dude. No way. Again, really nice goalie. Good player. Just going to start a bunch of games, but he's not God anymore. When he was doing this, he was God. We now have back-to-back years where he's not God. And a lot of that has to do, obviously, with the team that's in front of him. 61 games, 30 wins. It's okay, right? It's not bad. But here's the big problem with that. Number one, the Islanders are going to suck. The Islanders are going in full teardown mode. No more Lou. Lou is gone. So any chance, like if the Islanders get off to a bad start, they're going to sell. Which is bad news for Sorokin. So if they sell, and the team in front of him already really isn't that good, you're banking on him winning a lot of games again. Maybe he gives you a round bang for your buck. I'm not doing that. I'm not picking a goalie on a bad team in the top 100. No way. It's really as simple as that. Next, another example. Decord, another goalie on a bad team that's not going to make the playoffs. Seattle is horrible. Horrible. So let's just go to Decord. 57 games, 27 wins. That's just not good enough. 906 save percentage. He had one good year. One really nice year. But he's never won games. Like, okay, so he's sharing the net with Grubauer, who Grubauer sucks, and that's fine. But we do understand the fact that, like, this is not an elite goalie. He's a former 7th round pick. There's no evidence, again, no evidence that he's going to pick up a bunch of wins on a Seattle team that's totally lost. Why are you doing this? Why would you do this? Again, why would you pass on Tuck to take the court here? And we'll just use the next name on the list, and that's Logan Thompson. So Logan Thompson, again, I'm just fade all of them. Fade all of them. So Logan Thompson was out of his mind last year, and he only started 43 games. He won 31 games of the 43 starts, and he had a 910 save percentage. I'm going to ask you a question again. Do you think that if he starts 43 games again, he's going to win 31 of them with Washington? By the way, Washington was the number 1 seed. No, probably not. Probably take the under on that. So what I'm telling you is they share the net. Him and Lindgren are going to get around the same number of starts. Him and Lindgren are going to get around the same number of starts. He's not winning 31 of them again. And if he doesn't win 31 of them again, he's not worth that price. That's the cheese list. Let me know what you think. We'll be back for the OnlyFans list again. You're not going to find better information. If you want to win your fantasy hockey league, you have come to the right place. Congratulations, you've come to the right place. Last year, over 95% hit rate on the cheese list. We'll look to go for 100. So don't pick any of these goalies inside the top 100. Just be smart. And a smart person wouldn't take a goalie inside the top 100. So that'll do it. Peace out, Girl Scout, and we'll see you for the OnlyFans list.